Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tech Support Monday. Today we're diving deeper into something we mentioned on Tech Support Wednesday, how to make your slow computer or phone run faster, with two of the easiest tools most people forget: clearing temporary files, and, on some computers, defragmenting your hard drive. If your device has been dragging lately, apps loading slowly, pages stuttering, or storage mysteriously filling up, then this episode's for you. We're going to walk you through what these tools actually do, how to use them on different devices, and share a few hidden tips along the way. Let's get started. Let's start with temporary files, because this is something that affects everyone, whether you're using Windows or Mac, Android or iPhone. Temporary files are bits of data your system saves while it's doing things, like opening apps, browsing the web, installing updates, or even editing a document. Your device creates them to make things run faster in the moment, but rarely deletes them on its own. Over time, these files build up and start taking up more and more space. It's kind of like leaving a trail of wrappers every time you grab a snack. You don't notice at first, but eventually they clutter up your whole space. They can slow down your computer, especially if you're running low on memory or storage. The good news? You can safely delete most of them in just a few taps or clicks. Now, let's talk about how you might actually clear those files, because it's easier than you might think. It's built right into your device's settings. On Windows, go to Settings, System, Storage. From there, you can run Storage Sense, which automatically cleans up temporary files, your Downloads folder, and even previous Windows updates. You can turn it on to run regularly so you don't even have to think about it. Here's a bonus tip. If you see something called Windows Update Cleanup, deleting that can sometimes free up several gigabytes of space. Just make sure you're not planning to roll back your last update. On Mac, Mac OS handles most temporary files automatically, but you can still do a manual cleanup. Go to About This Mac, Storage, Manage. From there, you can clear system junk, empty the trash, and even delete large files or apps you forgot about. If you want to go deeper, you can open the Finder, press Shift-Command-G, and type :library caches to find and delete app cache folders. Just be careful not to remove anything you're unsure about. On iPhone or iPad, go to Settings, Safari, Clear History, and Web Data. This clears your browser cache. You can also offload unused apps by going to Settings, General, iPhone Storage, which clears out temporary files without deleting your personal data. On Android, go to Settings, Storage. You can usually see an option to clear cache data. You can also tap on individual apps to clear their cache manually. An easy option to install is Files by Google, which suggests safe files to delete and clears up space quickly. Now let's talk about defragmentation, also known as defrag. This one mostly applies to older Windows computers that use traditional spinning hard drives. Imagine your hard drive like a filing cabinet. When you first get your computer, everything is organized neatly. As you create and delete files, things get scattered. Little bits of data end up in different places. When your computer has to open a file, it has to jump and find all those pieces. That slows things down. Defragmentation takes those scattered pieces and puts them back in order, so your computer can find them and load files faster. To run it, just click Start and search for Defragment and Optimize Drives. Select your main drive, usually labeled SC:, and click Optimize. That's it. One important note: this is only helpful for traditional hard drives, HDDs, and if you have a solid-state drive or an SSD, you don't need to do this, and we'll explain why in the next section. So here's a really important tip. Don't defragment your drive unless you're sure it's an older spinning hard drive called an HDD. If you have a solid-state drive or SSD, you should not run defrag. It's not only not unnecessary, it can actually wear the drive down faster. So how can you tell what you have? One clue is the age of your computer. Most computers built after 2018 use SSDs, but here's a more obvious one. If your desktop or laptop makes a noticeable whirring or spinning sound when it starts up or loads something heavy, there's a good chance you're using an HDD. Think about like this. A hard disk drive looks and works kind of like a record player. It has moving parts that spin and read data with a tiny needle. A solid-state drive, SSD, is more like a flash drive or memory card. No moving parts, just fast electronic storage. On Windows, you can also search for defragment and optimized drives, and it will usually tell you what kind of drive you have under the media type column. If you are using Mac, you don't need to worry. Mac OS already manages everything behind the scenes. No defrag needed at all. Now, while we're clearing temporary files and defragging are the stars of the show, there are a few simple steps you can use to help speed things up. First is to empty your downloads folder. It often fills up with your files you forget about, like pictures, installers, documents, and even videos. Next, restart your device once a week. Seriously, a simple restart clears out memory and resets background processes. Third, clean up your desktop. If you have 50 icons and shortcuts on your desktop, the computer has to load them each and every time you start up. Less clutter equals faster boot. Check what's running in the background. On Windows, open Task Manager. On Mac, open Activity Monitor. You can find apps that are running that you don't even know were open. And finally, keep your system updated. Regular updates often include performance improvements and security patches. Just don't ignore them. None of these tips require special skills or tools, just a little time and attention every week.
I have an SSD and my system still feels slow. What else can I try?
Good point, Tony. SSDs are fast, but they can still slow down if your storage is nearly full or too many apps are run at startup. Try disabling unnecessary startup programs, installing used apps, and making sure your system is up to date.
How often should I clear temp files or run these cleanups?
Once a month is a good habit, Sheila, but if you use your device heavily, like downloading a lot or working with large files, every 1 to 2 weeks might help even more. You can also turn on automatic cleanup tools like Storage Sense on Windows to handle it for you.
My Mac storage says system data is taking up a lot of space. Can I delete that?
That's a common issue, Marcus. System data includes cache, logs, backups, and more. macOS doesn't let you delete it directly, but you can reduce it by clearing Safari Cat, deleting old iOS backups, emptying the trash, and restarting your Mac. Over time, the system reclaims some of that space on its own.
If I clear cache on my phone, will I lose my photos or texts?
Nope, Gina, clearing cache only removes temporary files like thumbnails, app leftovers, or web data. Your photos, messages, and app logins stay right where they are. That said, always double check which options you're tapping. Clearing data is different than main reset of the app.
Is defragging still necessary if I use cloud storage like OneDrive or Google Drive?
Good question, David. If most of your files live in the cloud, your local storage is likely being used less. Still, if your computer has a spinning hard drive, defragging can help speed up local access to cached files, programs, and the OS itself, but it's less critical than it used to be.
Can you recommend a safe cleaning tool for people who don't want to go into settings?
Absolutely, Renee. On Windows, tools like BleachBit or CC Cleaner free version are decent. Just make sure to avoid registry cleaning features, which can do more harm than good. On Android, Files by Google is simple, safe, and made by Google itself. On Mac, the built-in storage manager is your best bet. But if more comfortable using third-party apps, something like Clean My Mac can help. That being said, be cautious. Even reputable tools can open the doors to bloatware or unwanted adware. If you're not careful about installing, when in doubt, sticking with your device's built-in tools is always the safest move.
Is it safe to delete everything in my downloads folder?
Great question, Karen. Yes, it's usually safe, but it's always smart to double-check first. The downloads folder often holds installers, important documents, and attachments you might still need. If you're unsure, sort files by date and backup anything important before deleting. And if you want a smarter way to clean and organize your downloads, check out our video, Organizing Your Digital Life. We walk through simple, efficient steps to tidy things up without losing anything valuable. So let's wrap up with a quick recap. Temporary files build up on every device, and clearing them can free up space and speed things up. You can do it right now from your settings on Windows, Mac, iPhone, and Android, no tech skills needed. Only defrag if you have an older spinning hard drive, and skip it if you're on Mac or using an SSD. A few other small steps like cleaning up your desktop, restarting weekly, and checking what runs in the background can also make a huge difference. Have questions about what we covered today, not sure what kind of drive you have or what is safe to delete? Leave a comment below and I might answer it in next Monday's video. And if you're tired of slow websites too, not just slow computers, head over to 123mapwebsites.com. We build clean, fast, professional websites that actually work for real people and small businesses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on Tech Support Monday.